I am really liking CJ Gardner Johnson more and more. He gives us the edge that we need, and he did it with reporters when they asked about his return to practice. And I did air quotes there for a reason. Get to that in just a second. If you're new to our channel, we make videos on the Detroit Lions, cover them top to bottom, also the Detroit Pistons. But right now, it's all Detroit Lions as training camp has gotten underway. Yesterday, he was asked, and I'll get to some other quotes. He had just a fiery day yesterday. He was asked about his return to practice, and he's like dead in the eyes to the reporter. What are you talking about? I haven't missed practice. How could I return to practice? And like, well, you know what I mean, like physically being out there. He's like, I was out there. I was out there mentally. He's like, I don't need to show you what I can do physically. I didn't miss practice. And I thought it was so interesting because he did it respectfully. There was no like, whoa, that's uncalled for. But he's he's got an edge to him. He brings an edge to the Detroit Lions that we've been missing. It's hard to have an edge and have a little cockiness when you're not good, right? When you don't have the athletic ability, when you don't. I'm talking not just individual, but like as a team. It's hard for the Lions to kind of talk crap or have an edge when you're not playing well or you don't have the physical traits to back it up. CJ Gardner Johnson is saying, I've got it physically. I'm going to back it up. I'm confident as can be. Like, no, I didn't miss practice. I was out there. My teammates saw me out there. Just because I wasn't running around doesn't mean I'm not involved. I was there mentally. Don't say I wasn't at practice or I missed. Like, it was a little thing again, and it wasn't like the craziest thing in the world, but I was just like, yeah, love that. And no offense to the reporters, but just they almost need that a little bit. They're just asking the general same questions. I get it. It's a tough job. I mean, what do whatever. You got to ask questions, but he gave it a little edge, gave it a little something for the player side of things to be like, I'm not just gonna sit here and be like, yeah, it feels good to get back at practice. It's really been a long. No, I didn't miss practice, man. I've been out there. He's like, you got to realize something about me. I don't miss. And it's just like, that's right, man. I appreciate that. And then he goes on to say, he says, it's important for me to be out there because I'm contagious. I'm like the flu. it gets it gets going to go through your body, and either it's going to get it or you're not. And that's not because I'm cocky. It's because I'm confident in my job. I'm confident my coaches, my teammates, my training, my strength guys are doing for me. That's why, and we know he's a really good player, yes. But first, while we slot the Noir, okay, hold on. So we know that he is a guy that's really talented on the field. What I didn't realize was that he would be as cocky, and that's okay. Cocky and just not back down. He is showing, whether it's to the media, to other teams, he's not going to back down from anything. And I absolutely love that. And it's the missing piece. And I think it'll prove to be the missing piece for the Detroit Lions in 2023 that we just have not had. And again, we haven't had it because we haven't been good enough to really kind of back it up and do things with our mouths. But he provides a cockiness, kind of chest out situation that we have not had. And I think it's really good. And here we go. What makes him unique is his energy, the attitude, and the edge, all of which elevates not only the performance of the defense around him, but the offense too. He strikes fear in a way no other player in Detroit does. Completely agree. And then here's where he says he came off the field, and they said, hey, luckily you weren't injured too bad. And he said, no comment. Next. Okay, but how fun was it to be out there today? Be out? Well, I never missed. I was out there every day. And then they said, right, but, and this is the quote I was referring to earlier. I was at practice every day. I was mentally at practice. I don't think you understand what type of guy you got here. I didn't miss nothing. I ain't missed practice. I ain't missed a rep. I'm still out there. My teammates see me. One thing you got to understand about this game of football, sometimes it ain't about being best physically. You got to be the best mentally. So as long as my teammates know that I'm out there helping them, coaching them, I don't really care what you have to say about being back. Thank you, man. Like, love it. love to see the edge. That is something we have not had in Detroit, and something you need if you're going to go from a hey, good story, right? Good story NFL team, and that's where we are right now until the Lions can prove otherwise. Is we are a good story, a team that we all know the history, been up and down, had a couple years with Stafford, but overall have never had an identity, have never been able to compete at a high level, never really make it happen when it needs to happen. How do you go from, all right, cool, we won we won 8 out of 10 last year, man. That was really awesome. Still didn't make the playoffs though. How do you go from that to playoff contender, NFC North champion, win a couple games in the playoffs to make it to the NFC Championship game for a chance at a Super Bowl? I mean, that just doesn't happen. You need some guys like this. You need players, and we actually have it in CJ Gardner Johnson. So let me know your thoughts in the comments on this guy. He's becoming my favorite player. He doesn't it remind you of the '04 Pistons? You're just kind of, then you got the identity. You've got the Rasheed Wallaces with a little bit of flair to them. You got the Ben Wallace, the hardworking, undersized center. You've got guys filling roles that we haven't had in a long time here in Detroit. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.